good morning once again. Welcome to CJ's Kitchen. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so this morning, I was here yesterday morning where I gave you a little tip on how to do your fruit cake. And this morning, I promised that I would come and show you the texture of my cake. Sometimes the texture a little vary depending on um, the timing you put in it or something that you've put in your cake. Now, I was talking yesterday about if you wanted your cake to be a little firm. Also, one other thing and the tip I want to give you, I did bring one of my cake. This is a piece. Can you believe I ate all of that? But because I love fruit cake and I love eating my own cake anyway. So I wanted to show you the texture this morning of my cake and the cut to it and stuff like that. If you have questions that you want to ask pertaining to anything having to do, because I know it's Christmas season, right? And a lot of people, some baking for the first time, some bake before, some might not have gotten a good texture, some might have not gotten the full way of how to do it. Maybe the Jamaican way. It's a Caribbean thing because I think all the Caribbean islands they do this cake and they have different name for it, whether it's black cake, fruit cake, rum cake, Christmas cake, whatever you name it. That's what it is. Now I'm just gonna cut a piece of my cake. I'm gonna put it on a plate and then I'm gonna show you. So this is my fruit cake, right? Okay, I want to point this out, right? Sometimes we bake. If you're not careful, you can get dried flour in your cake. So you can't overwork your cake, but at the same time, you got to make sure the flour is out. This is not flour. This is a part of a fruit. Now, this is when you use mixed peel. Some people don't like to see that in your cake, right? The mixed peel will show you like there's something white in your cake. If you know what mixed peel is, it's peels from like oranges and stuff like that. They put colors on it. They put like food coloring, whether red, yellow, because when you see it, it's mixed and it has different colors. Now, what you want to do not to have this happen to your cake, having those little white stuff in it, you can soak your mixed peel in your browning or burnt sugar. You mix it in the wine or the rum. You put your mixed peel in that and it changes the color. So when you blend it, because for it not to show a little white on your knife or something like that, on your cake, you put it in your browning and it changes the color. So when you blend it or when you chop it, it's not white and it does not leave the white like you just saw there in mine, right? So like I said, that's not flour, that's mixed peel. Okay, another thing, when you're cutting your cake, if you're cutting a very big cake, sometimes you find the knife is messy and it's crummy. All right, I'm standing next to a pipe right here, the top. What you want to do, make sure when you're cutting your cake, if you don't want to have it all over the place, you wet your knife. When you wet your knife, you get a good cut of cake, you see? I just cut into that. So then when you cut, it's not all over the place, right? Okay, so this is a cake that's been cut for a few days. I've been eating this probably over a week. Because this was baked over a week. I'm trying to give you all kind of tips in one right here. All right, so this is a little dry right now because it's been open. Once you open your cake and you cut it, you have to make sure when you cover it, you always have your plastic cover. You always cover your cake properly. If you're going to keep it for a while, you wrap it with the plastic ceramic wrap, right? That helps to keep the moisture in. But like for me, because I'm eating this, I don't spray it or I don't pour any rum or any wine or anything like that over it. No, if you want to keep your cake and you like when it's really moist and all of that, and you can do the rum and you can do the wine, then you can pour it over it. That helps to keep it moist. But this is very moist cake. See, this one was a little burnt and that was why I actually took this one out and I was eating this one. All right, so you see, it's firm. It's not mushy. It's not messy. And this firm and it's still moist, right? It's not dry. So, in order to get that firmness, the tip I gave yesterday, if you did not see that video, go back and look at that video. I gave you a tip on how you can get that moist cake. Also, what was the other tip I wanted to give you? In order to keep it moist, and don't put your cake in the refrigerator. If you want to keep it for a long time, you can put it like a year, because the fruit cake go a long time. But if you want to put it in your freezer, you make sure you wrap it properly. Wrap it that it does not get freezer burn. You're gonna wrap it, because you can store it like this, but the foil I don't like keeping my cake in a foil wrap for too long. I tend to get that taste, that little flavor of the aluminum foil. So what you do, you get the wax paper. You take your cake out, you wrap it in wax paper. After you wrap it in wax paper, you can put it back in the foil, or you can store it in whatever package you want to store it in, but something that it will not get freezer burn. After you wrap it and you put it back in the container, you use a saran wrap. You wrap that and then you can store it, but you gotta make sure your cake is well wrapped before you put it in the refrigerator. If I cut this cake, I don't need to put it back in the refrigerator. All I have to do is keep on putting rum or wine on my cake, and it stays, sorry, and it stays for a while. You see, I just took a bite of that cake, but it's just making my mouth water. I'm sorry about that. But so for keeping your cake, like I said, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator. It can stay out as long as you want. If you want to keep it moist, just put it in a little rum. Every now and then you put a little rum and you put a little wine. The longer your fruit cake stays, the better it gets. It gets better taste with time. So that's a little tip on how to keep your fruit cake. What else did I want to give you a tip on? I show you how to keep your cake. I show you how, when you're cutting your cake, if you don't want it all crummy and all messy, wet your knife. Just dip it in some water, clean it off, clean your knife off, and just dip it in some water and you cut again. That helps to keep your cake stays clean cut. Any cake at all you're cutting, and if the knife is getting all messy and stuff, once you wet your knife, you're good to go. What else did I want to say? And if you have any question, just leave me a question. I can't see if I have, let me see if I can see if there's any message here. I can't see it. I don't know how. But you can always leave me a message. Somebody texted me yesterday for would she do a 3-pound cake. In the video that I've done, if you've watched the video, I think I forgot to tell her use browning or burnt sugar. I use burnt sugar, and I use burnt sugar because it don't get bitter, you know. So she was asking me about 3-pound cake, what she needs to use. One of the tips I want to give you, sometimes when we're baking cake, we've learned over the time that we use 1 part sugar, 1 part flour, 1 part butter. But what I do is cut down on my flour. Instead of using a pound of flour is like 3 cups and 2/3. I leave off the 2/3 and I just use the 3 cups to a part of sugar and flour and butter. 1 pound sugar, 1 pound butter. If you don't want your cake too sweet, you can cut down to on a part of the sugar. Because I use applesauce. Applesauce is a little sweet. The fruit's a little sweet. I tend to go in with more fruits for your cake. If you don't want your cake all soft and falling apart, use more fruit. It's called a fruit cake, you all. So if you're doing a 3-pound cake, use 5 pounds of fruits. Blend your fruits and put your fruits in there. If you don't like having the chunks of fruit, you don't blend it too much till it's pureed. Don't do it until it's pureed. But blend it enough that you don't have chunks of fruits. And I hope that did help somebody this morning where the fruit cake is concerned. I'll try to come back on and give little tips based on the questions I get. Um, I'm gonna go now, but enjoy the baking season. I hope I can put a video out, you know, doing another demonstration with a smaller batch of cake. So that's what I'm gonna say this morning. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. My friend said I didn't do that, so I'm doing it this morning. Please like, share, and subscribe to CJ's Kitchen. Have a good day. Bye.